Whoa! Did that bump make us jump? I don't know. Open it and find out. Okay! Wow!
Hello, I'm the Cat in the Hat. Let's go! You're watching Exables Chernobyl.
That answers your question.
Hello, I'm Milan Flare. But am I gonna be in the air? But take a look and see. But I wonder why we are decided what we going on a spy. Oh, sorry, but I'm sorry about that poultry. Welcome back to our Dr. Seuss week. In today's Dr. Seuss, wait a minute. Dr. Seuss's birthday? Well, Dr. Seuss was passed away in 1991. Remember, Dina?
Yes, Milan Flare, I know.
Well, anyways, today we're taking a look at the top 10 facts about Dr. Seuss that will ruin your childhood. Is it right, Dina?
Yes, that's really perfect.
And you, Derek?
Yeah, me too.
Julie, Dee Dee, Dickens?
Yes, I sure am.
Me too. Well, Kidunia kids, but am I gonna tell you something? But anyways, let's start it off with that video, alright? Let's get started. Action.
You sure I am, Milan Flare. Me too.
Alright, it's about to price.
The more things you will know. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 facts about Dr. Seuss that will ruin your childhood.
Oh, man.
There's nothing to worry about. I'm sure they still taste fine. Yeah, they're horrible. Who wants them?
That's gross.
We'll be looking at shocking details about the life of Theodore Seuss.
Don't get started by Dr.
aka
Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
But even though it's a reader.
My name is Ted Geisel.
Number 10.
He wasn't a doctor.
Well, I'm glad to meet 3 doctors who specialize in a miracle drug called laughter.
Most people aren't familiar with Dr. Seuss's real name. Theodore Seuss, Ted Geisel.
Well, I guess I have to tell the truth about the Ted Geisel.
And
It's from
eventually
Dr.
added a doctor
Seuss.
to it despite having no medical background.
It's a complete phony. That's my middle name, and I put the doctor in front of it.
In fact, his second wife Audrey allegedly thought he was a proper doctor when she met him.
And they came to Ted and said,
Still coming
"And this
true,
is our
was
very
it?
own dear Dr. Seuss." I immediately
Still the Dr.
thought
Seuss.
in terms of medicine.
In 1956, however, Dartmouth did grant the writer an honorary doctorate, so technically he did become a doctor in the end. We just hope no one ever asked him to
We
diagnose
just
their
ain't bothered
symptoms.
anyways.
Number 9.
He didn't seem to like kids.
Ted was afraid of children, I felt, because he had had almost no experience with them.
Despite the fact that he will go down in history as one of the most prolific authors of children's books, Dr. Seuss didn't have children of his own. Some sources say that he and his first
Hey,
wife, Helen Palmer,
That seems a
were
little bit
unable
rare.
to have
But
children.
where did you
But
all
Geisel
go on
also
for
made a
Dr.
few public
Seuss when we
statements
do
over
the
years
kids?
that made it seem as though kids weren't for him. He famously said of children, quote, "You have 'em, I'll entertain 'em."
He never lost the ability to see things through the eyes of a child.
His second wife, Audrey, also stated that he was always very happy without children. Number 8. He won an Academy Award for war propaganda.
Victory leads to peace. Sometimes not.
The problem now is future peace. That is your job in Germany.
It isn't widely known that around the time of the Second World War, Dr. Seuss, along with his wife Helen, wrote a documentary called Design for Death, which was
Well,
released
talk
in
about that World War
1947. It was
history
based on a
stuff.
military training film
Well, what do you know about
Japanese culture
that?
that he also wrote called
That's
Our
called
Job
the
in
World
Japan.
War.
Any sensible idea, any modern idea, the Japanese brain, like our brain, can learn when it is taught.
Though at the time it may have been considered to actually be sympathetic to the Japanese, in retrospect it's quite clearly pro-war propaganda. Design for Death went on to win the Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature.
Like I always said, every man his own censor.
Number 7. He was fired for drinking. Not all college
Well,
students
still
meet the legal drinking
still
age in the United
cottage, huh?
States, but obviously
That's
many can
scared.
break the rules. Ted Geisel got in trouble for drinking while he was studying at Dartmouth, but not for the reasons you'd think. You see,
Ted
he was
Geisel,
going to
Ted
college during Prohibition,
Geisel?
when drinking alcohol
But I
was
know about
illegal.
Dr. Seuss.
So, when he was
Still
having gin
recognize
with some
that.
friends in his dorm, the dean asked that he step down from all extracurriculars, including his job as editor-in-chief of the humor magazine, The Jack-O-Lantern.
But of course, that is a place where you get to write pretty much anything you want within reason. It was a place for him to write nonsense verse and to do ridiculous cartoons.
However, it was by using the pen name Seuss, as previously mentioned, that he was able to keep working on the magazine undiscovered.
Still probably naked.
Number 6.
The Grinch was based on him.
Jolly mood. Oh, that's not gonna happen. Oh well.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas is perhaps Dr. Seuss's best loved work.
Oh,
Having
really?
been adapted many times
You know The
and becoming
Grinch.
a
Would
holiday
you?
classic. Considering the message told in it,
Oh,
you'd assume
really?
that Seuss himself was a holiday
So
sentimentalist.
mean
but
Greenie
in fact,
out
the
there.
opposite is true.
Then he got an idea. An awful idea.
It turns out that the Grinch was based on the writer himself. He says that he got inspired when he was brushing his teeth the day after Christmas.
Stink!
In the book, the Grinch
Ew!
says he's been putting up with this
You
for
do this
53
to me.
years, which just so happens to have been Dr. Seuss's age when he wrote it. He even got himself a vanity plate for his car that read Grinch.
Saving Christmas was a lousy ending. Way too commercial.
Number 5. His first book was called Boners. Now, before your mind goes too far into the gutter, let's recall that the word boner has more than one definition and doesn't necessarily have
Wait,
to
is there
do
an
with the male
adult
anatomy.
book in here?
Another definition is a frivolous
Still
error.
a little bit
Dr.
grown
Seuss's
up-ish.
first ever published book, which came out in 1931, was Boners, a collection of stories written for children that landed itself on the New York Times bestseller list. Not only that, but it spawned a follow-up
They
titled
still got
More
on that
Boners.
list.
We can't make this stuff up. Can you believe that this is what kicked off his successful publishing career? Number 4. He published adult content. Before we get off the subject, Dr. Seuss did actually write some pretty racy adult content. His 1939 book, The Seven Lady Godivas, was about a group of sisters who never wore clothes because, quote, they were simply themselves and chose not to disguise it.
That's
the book
still
was a
gonna
colossal
love that.
failure, and Seuss blamed himself, saying that he tried to
Well,
make
it's
the
still
women
got an
sexy,
adult book.
but wasn't able to pull it
Sheesh.
off. Geisel also contributed a couple of cartoons to a book called The Bedroom
Not that
Companion
still's a
for
little bit
Cold Night's
cartoonish.
Entertainment, which
Oh.
were also pretty suggestive.
While nude, and then decide to be with their fiancés, the Peeping Brothers.
Sure.
Sure.
Number 3. He made war propaganda. We already talked about Geisel's Oscar win for his war documentary, but before that he was involved in producing some other pro-war content as well. At the beginning of the war, he started to pen political cartoons for a New York City newspaper called PM. Some of the work he produced at the time was controversial, and in retrospect would be considered propaganda. While he derided
These
racism
Americans
in
sure
many
can
of the
attack
images he created,
themselves.
there was at least one instance of him drawing racist depictions of Japanese people.
Yep, but
and
still only
supporting
once in a
Japanese
while.
internment camps. Number 2. His earliest cartoons were racist.
But could this cartoon now chip away at the image of the beloved author?
Before joining the war effort, Ted Geisel had a job in advertising, where he did work for a
Still
company
got
called Standard Oil of
advertising.
New Jersey, later
That's a
Esso,
classic
and
one.
their product Flit, a bug spray. Unfortunately, however, many of the cartoons
Quick,
that he
Henry.
created for their ads now seem incredibly racist, featuring images of black and Arab people done in a stereotypical
I love the
way.
Dr. Seuss stuff.
Hugely popular figure in the media before he really became popular as a children's book writer.
One of his cartoons from this time period even includes the N-word. Considering that later in life he created children's books that were seemingly opposed to the idea of racism, we have to assume he changed his ways.
Okay, this is the Japanese worm, right? In water. The caption is, well.
The
Seems to be
mid-high
a slight shifting of the Japanese current.
Well,
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel
Here's
and
a number
ring the bell
one
to
when
get
we do this
notified about
after.
our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch
here's
on
the number
notifications.
one on that list.
Number 1. His unfaithfulness led to his wife's death.
And they had an affair, and Helen found out. And in the wake of that knowledge, and also because she felt like she was no longer the woman she was before those illnesses, she killed herself.
While we've talked a lot about Dr. Seuss's career before he became a renowned creator of children's books, we haven't touched much on his personal life. But in fact,
what do you know?
that's where some of the
Still gotta
darkest
love
themes
that.
of his past lie. He was married to Helen Palmer for decades.
You know
but
the
she
writer,
was in
Dr.
ill health for
Seuss.
many years, including having cancer. During this time, Geisel had an affair with Audrey Stone Diamond,
Hey.
which contributed to Helen
That
deciding
girl's
to
taking
end
a
her life.
picture.
We were very good friends.
Well, good for
I
you,
was
my
something
friend.
else again.
But
he
pay
hadn't
close attention on that.
To come up against. And he fell in love.
In her suicide note, she addresses him asking what happened to them and asking him to
You know
remember
what
the good
happened when you
times.
knew the cat
He
in
went
the
on
hat?
to marry Audrey, who he stayed with until his death. Do you agree with our picks?
Well, and that's about it. But anyways, thanks for watching the Dr. Seuss week. Happy birthday. Happy late birthday. No, but... God. Dana, what is I'm saying?
Happy birthday, Dr. Seuss.
Thank you, Dana. So anyways, see you next time. Adios.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, even for a king.